Okay, so let's see now, and we only have 3 minutes on the camera, if we can see what's going on. So you said you noticed it was going plus 9, plus 12, plus 16. So what's happening with the numbers that we're adding on?
You're adding on more every time.
Okay, can you quantify how much more? Like, what's happening to the numbers that we're adding? Or even you can say with these numbers here.
Well, let's see, you're going from 9 to 12, so you're multiplying by 4/3, and then 12 to 16 is the amount you're adding on is getting multiplied by 4/3 every time.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's also happening, since we only have 3 minutes of time on the card, it's also happening here. It's times 4/3 every time. So what's 27 times 4/3?
36.
Yeah, because it's 9 times 4.
Yeah.
And then times 4/3 here.
That turns into a 48 again.
How?
Because a third of 36 is 12.
Okay, and what's a third of 48?
16.
Yeah. And now we have a tricky one here. 64 times 4/3. So the fifth step.
So that will not. So 64/3, I guess you're just adding on 64/3.
Yeah, so what's the number going to be here at the fifth step?
So 256/3.
256/3. So why is this going to infinity now? The perimeter.
Well, the amount you're adding on is getting larger every time, but it's not getting smaller. If it was getting smaller, it might stop at some point. But if it's getting larger, it'll just keep growing and then just never stop growing.
Yep, that's exactly right. So we've been able to figure out what's happening here. And what's happening to the perimeter is that the perimeter is growing every step, actually by a factor of 4/3. So I'm multiplying by a number that's bigger than 1 every time, and that's causing the perimeter to go to infinity.
Yeah.
So we got it, we figured it out. The calculation for the area is not all that different, but it produces a different answer where we are adding on a little bit every time, but the amount we're adding on is a little smaller every time.
So it'll eventually
And in that case, it converges. Anyway, great job today. Good, that was really good work.
Yeah.